So question for you. Are you a fan of cooking competitions? Let's say specifically baking. If you are one of the viewers that tuned into the latest season of the Great American Baking Show, you might recognize our next guest here in the DelmarvaLife kitchen. We are here with Susan Simpson. She is a baker from
Harrington, Delaware.
Harrington,
Yes.
Delaware. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for joining us. And you brought along just some of your blue ribbons from the Delaware State Fair.
Yes.
So that's kind
I
of
did.
your credentials right
There
there.
you
Not
go.
that you need them or anything.
incredible.
So before we get into what we have here, tell us, how did you get started with baking?
When I was a child and a teenager, both my grandmothers were bakers, and in order to spend time with them, I would be in the kitchen. So I would spend time with my one grandmother who loved to make bread without a recipe, so I learned from her how to make bread. I kind of transcribed her handfuls of flour into an actual written recipe that I've been making since then.
Oh, wow.
And then I entered my first baking competition as a teenager, and I was hooked.
Yeah, and the first thing that you made was actually
Her bread.
Her bread,
Her bread,
yeah.
yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa knows that I get scared around my house. Whenever Carol is making bread, it's because she's mad at me and she's taking it out when she needs it.
that
She's
kneading.
getting after it.
It's
So
perfect.
What was it like on the show?
It was the most exhilarating, frightful experience I've ever had in my life. It really was. I applied. I couldn't believe I even got an audition. And then when I was told that I was selected as a contestant, I did have this, what in the world were you
What have I gotten into?
What have I gotten into? And then last summer in July, I flew over to England and spent 5 weeks competing on the Great American Baking Show.
In England?
In England, yes. And the judges were the same as were on the Great British Baking Show, which is in its 15th season, I believe.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, so it was just, I mean, I have the cookbooks of Paul Hollywood and Prue Leith and have for years, so they were just like heroes, idols, and then there they were talking to me.
So I have to ask you, is Paul Hollywood as charming as he seems?
Oh, he's scary. But no, if you watch episode 1, you'll see, yes, he is charming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a very kind man who has a persona of, I want to scare you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what you have here.
Yeah.
These are actually things that you made on the show?
Yes, I've recreated 2 of the things that I made on the show. Each one of the 6 episodes had what they called a showstopper challenge, where they gave very specific directions of something. You had to come up with your own original recipes, your own design, and then recreate it. And then they were judged not just by appearance, but they broke them apart and
They ate
tasted
your
'em.
creation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my.
That had to be nerve-wracking.
That's what we made it for.
Okay,
So we
okay.
were going to walk away from it anyway. And then they would give comments that, what was right or wrong about the texture and the taste and if they liked or didn't like the design. So I recreated from episode 1, I made this lighthouse. The directions were to make a landmark from your state. So I
Okay.
chose the Breakwater Lighthouse in Lewis.
Lewis.
And my dad made this cool display board for me, which I took over there and brought back. And then in episode 3, we were told to make a bread sculpture of your favorite childhood story. And again, my dad made my display board. And my all-time favorite childhood story was Misty of
Misty
Chincoteague.
of
Oh, that's perfect.
So
That's
there's
beautiful.
Misty.
That's
All
incredible.
in bread form.
All in bread.
Yeah. That's
And they-
amazing.
And the one you made, they took part and
Oh,
ate
yes,
that.
yes.
So what were some of their comments?
Yeah.
Well, they really liked the trough was made with molasses and oats in my original recipe because horses like molasses and oats. They really enjoyed that. They loved the look of the design. Although Prue did ask me, is this a rope or a snake? And I said, it's whatever you want it to be. I mean, I had in mind it was a rope.
Yeah.
But, the one there, we're under such a time limit. I will say these turned out better. If you watch the show, it'll be like, didn't look quite the same. I spent way more time on this at home than they
Okay.
gave us there.
To do it, yeah.
But yes, that was a rope. They did like the taste, the texture. Paul was a little critical of the white bread. He said I could have added some herbs.
He said some herbs.
That's how they say
That's
herbs
how they say it.
over
Well,
there.
we're talking Paul.
Yeah.
The critical judge.
The
Paul,
critical judge.
Yeah,
Had to
that's
be tough.
yeah, kind of a lot.
All right. So thank you for showing us
Yes.
all this. And when we come back, we're going to get our hands into the dough, I guess. You're going
yes.
to teach us how to braid
How to
bread.
braid bread.
Dough.
Yes.
DelmarvaLife. We'll be right back. I feel the need to knead. Well,
Aw.
at least Jimmy.
You've been
and
waiting all
Susan.
day for that one, haven't you?
Welcome back to the DelmarvaLife Kitchen. Susan Simpson joins us, an accomplished baker from Harrington.
She's
who
trying to
was in
show
the-
me how to do something.
You guys are actually kneading the dough because you're going to teach Jimmy and me how to braid.
I am, yes, and we're going to do a 4-strand loaf, which is a little more complicated than a normal 3.
Normal 3, yeah.
But you're up for that, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Like I
Okay.
have a choice now.
That's right. He's in.
He's in, all right. And I'm just going to stand back and judge. Is that okay, Jimmy?
Mine doesn't look as good as yours.
No, it's not. We're fine. This is only the first stage to smooth it out. It
Okay.
has risen once, and we've just kind of knocked all the air out.
All right,
And now we're
okay.
going to divide it in 4 as much as we can equal parts.
And conquer it. Okay.
And then we're going to braise. So I divide in half-ish and in half again.
Is this the same recipe you've always used?
I have tweaked this recipe several times over the years, but pretty much it's the one that I learned from my grandmother, yes, who didn't have a recipe.
Oh, wow.
So I've gotten them about the same. So if you
See,
wanna
I'm
cut-
looking at. I'm thinking they're all just fine, and you're making changes. Have absolutely. I don't know what half and half here is.
You can do it.
You can do it, Jimmy. I know you can.
Use your math skills.
Well, there you go. There's your problem. There's your problem right there.
So it has to be a certain temperature, a certain consistency to work right?
Yes. Yeah, that part was done ahead of time. When I made the dough, I let it rise, and then when we came here, it was fully risen, so we just knocked the air out. And now you're going to start.
Am I close here?
You are great.
Okay.
Yep, you are fine.
She's lying to me, but I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
It's for your audience.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Certainly. So yeah, just generally the same. So we're kind of getting it warm with our hands. Dough loves to be played with. So we're.
Never heard it put that way. I gotta admit.
It does. It does. And the good thing about braiding, have you ever braided a child's hair?
Yes.
Okay, well, I haven't. I had all boys. I've never braided hair. However, this, if you braid a child's hair, she might like squirm or scream
yeah.
or whatever. Well,
Right.
This baby doesn't do that. So you can be rough. You can smack them around.
I don't think I'm doing it right. Mine doesn't look anything like yours,
just
and I'm
try-
still on the first one.
Yeah, just kind of roll them. Kind of start at the middle of your blob
And spread it out.
and spread it out.
Okay.
Roll and go,
All right.
but keep it moving. If it's sticking, throw a little
This-
bit of flour in there.
This is going to be a long day. You know that, right? Oh my goodness. All right.
Are you gonna eat yours when you're done?
Well, because you made it, and I'm just trying to braid it. Maybe.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine.
I'm thinking at the rate Jimmy's going, you're just probably going to have to start braiding.
Yeah, I think
without
so.
him.
Yes.
I'm
okay.
just thinking about our producers.
Okay.
Show timing.
Yes. All right. So you just keep
I'll
going.
keep-
Add a little bit of flour. If you're see, you're
Okay.
kind of pressing it. You
Right.
want to roll it, but put a little bit of flour down there, and you can
And
roll
she
yours.
said, don't be kind to it. Just
No,
beat the
just
snot
kinda,
out of it.
Yep. Smack it. You can also smack it like this to stretch it.
See, I got a line in the middle of mine. You don't have a line
Yeah,
in yours. We're folded.
Okay. So
Okay, all right.
keep going.
So I got, oh,
So I have similar lengths, and I'm going to throw a little bit of flour down just so they don't stick. I want to taper my ends so it's not too thick at the end,
That makes sense.
and then I'm going to kind of squeeze them, glue them all together.
Okay.
So there's my start, which I will tuck in at the end when I'm finished. So to braid 3, we pretty much know what to do. So I'm going to ignore the end guy.
Okay.
And I'm going to start on the end, go over the middle one of the 3, and then take the other one over that one. So I've just braided, that's a normal braid.
Okay.
Then I'll get my 4th one in by putting him under and trading places with that one.
Ah.
And then I do my typical braid of 3. This side over, this side over. That's my typical braid, and then I get him back in again by going under.
So after you
Just
braid
really
it,
fun.
does it have to rise
It
again?
does. Then it has to double. It has to rise till it's doubled, and it has to sit in a warm place. Then I'll egg wash it, a little bit of egg yolk and water on top right before I bake it, and that will make it shiny, and then it goes in the oven.
And then it
And you
comes
made
out
one.
comes out like this.
made one.
looking
Yes,
like
like
this.
that. Yes. Hey,
This,
you're on your 3rd strand. Good
You're
job.
getting there,
And you're
Jimmy.
done.
We are. And then when you get to the end, just kind of
Pinch
pinch
her together.
these so
Yeah.
they don't fall apart. And then I just kind of flop them over and tuck them underneath, pinch them tight so it won't go anywhere. And then
There you go.
there he is.
Look at that. Are you one of those that believes presentation is a big part of
Oh,
what you're doing?
oh yes.
Yeah.
It has to taste good, but if it doesn't look good, nobody's going to want
Nobody's
to
gonna
eat
want
it.
it.
Exactly.
So we eat with our eyes first, so it has to look
We've
good.
heard that a time or two.
We've
I'm
heard that
sure
twice,
you
yes.
have. I'm sure you
All
have.
right. Well, you have been so kind to bring this finished loaf. I guess
Yes.
it's a loaf.
It
Yes,
is a
you have.
loaf.
and
yes.
you have a dry, what is this?
Yes, I
again?
made a spread. It's equal parts cream cheese, and then I have a homemade blueberry jam
Ooh.
from our blueberry bushes in our backyard. So I just
Oh,
whip those
wow.
2 together. So yeah, can we cut it?
Yeah,
and you
go-
all can
go
try
for
it.
it.
Can we
Yeah.
cut it and go for? Oh, that was your question.
Yeah.
Have
Yes,
got something
we
to cut
need
it
a
with?
knife. I
We-
didn't
Oh.
think about that.
I've got one in my pocket, but I don't think we want to use that.
I don't want your pocket knife.
Okay.
Serrated. Perfect. Yes.
So she's going to cut us a
Yes,
piece.
I will cut you a slice. I'll go in a bit. It's a little thicker.
So if you want to go back and watch your episodes of the Great American Baking
Yes.
Show, what season is it?
On the Roku channel, it is season 1. This is actually season 6 of the show. The first 5 were on ABC, but they were all holiday Christmas shows. So go to therokuchannel.com, The Great American Baking Show. It's the only full season there. Bread Week was week 3, but
Okay.
start at week 1 because
right.
it's the most fun.
right.
So this is your slice of bread.
I'm going to go ahead and put some of
Yes.
this on here. I don't mean to rush you.
Hey,
I'm still over here rolling, so I don't. What do I know?
we're okay.
You don't
would
get any
rather
until you're done
you would rather
rolling.
eat a slice of bread, wouldn't you?
No, I want to know how to do it now, and I was so busy rolling, I didn't see how you braided it.
Okay, well, we can do that. Can I give you some bread?
Yes, please.
That'd be some energy to.
There's what
you
I need.
through.
There's what I need right there. And yeah.
So
Yeah.
delicious. So delicious. I couldn't wait. Susan, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
This
You're
is
welcome.
amazing.
You didn't put enough spread.
I
on.
know. but I didn't want to.
You wanted to taste the bread.
I wanted the
That's
bread.
kind of
I
you.
wanted the bread. Thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome. This was fun.
Okay.
Yes.
This is where we both have a mouthful, so now you have to say DelmarvaLife. We'll be right back.
Look at that camera right there.
Their mouths are full. Delmarva Life. We'll be right back.